Hey guys, today we're taking a look at my 3.5 axis Fire Fist deck. So I just made the 4 axis one. I wanted to do the 3.5 to kind of show, what the difference is and how you can run it. The 3.5 axis one is still pretty similar, but the idea is just that you can do more, special summoning and do some synchro summoning and just have, a few additional plays that could be really, really interesting. So even with 3.5, Bear is still, ridiculous. So you definitely want to run 3 Bear, no real excuse for that. And then we're going to run 3 Leopard. Just really, really nice that you can kind of rearrange, fire formation cards really nicely and send things to the graveyard so you can resummon them later to make interesting plays. It just can set you up really well for what you need to do. And then Gorilla. Gorilla obviously very nice for taking out back row. And then Rooster. So Rooster 3-star with 1500 attack, really good for a 3-star. And also the fact that when it gets special summoned by Fire Fist, you can kind of search out Fire Fist from your deck, which is very, very nice. And also really nice that you can just kind of exchange the fire formation spells and traps. And then 1 Spirit, obviously limited because it has a lot of potential that it can just quickly do your synchro plays very easily. So obviously, a little bit later in the game when you get something in the graveyard, you can start bringing this out, get the bonus from cards like Rooster, do a synchro summon, get more hand advantage and stuff like that, and just can be very, very effective. Very nice card overall. And then 1 Wolfbark, obviously, just like 4 Axis Fire Fist, giving us access to those XYZs very easily. And then 1 Blaster, definitely can be useful in this deck, sending things to the graveyard, getting up a powerful monster, things like that can be very nice to have. And then 1 Dragon, just giving us access to more special summoning from the graveyard, which I think can be very important with the low monster count. So now for the spells, 3 Tenki, pretty much staple to search out whatever we want. 2 Tensu. I definitely like running this at 2 as opposed to 1 or 3. I think 3 is too cloggy. 1, it's kind of tough. You might not get this all the time, so I think 2 is perfect to do your plays, again, very quickly. Very nice to get those XYZs and synchros out. And then 2 Gyokkou, just dealing with back row. Again, back row is very, very important to deal with these days. 2 Forbidden Lance, again, we're focusing on, strong monsters, so you definitely want Forbidden Lance to back them up. And 2 MST, you can run 3 if you want, but we have 2 Gyokkou dealing with stuff as well. And then 2 Pot of Duality, giving us some draw power. 1 Dark Hole, 1 Circle of the Fire Kings can be really, really useful to do certain plays from the graveyard, so I definitely like having 1 of this. You can run more if you want. And then 1 Rekindling, just because some of the cards have that 200 defense, so that can lead into more plays later on, which can be really strong. So now for the traps, pretty much stable traps. 2 Fiendish Chain, 2 Dimensional Prison, 1 Tensen, giving us a huge attack boost. And yeah, just other staple traps, not much to say there. And now for the extra deck, we have 2 Horse Prints. Just really nice that you can continually special summon those Fire Fist monsters, letting you just keep loading the field. Just really, really nice overall. He only has 2200 attack, but again, he's getting boosts from the fire formation cards in addition to the card that you're bringing out, so it becomes very, very strong. And then Vulcan the Divine can be a very powerful card in this deck because you'll be having a lot of face-up cards, because you have those fire formations. So it's a really nice kind of combination that you can use Vulcan to do big plays, to bounce your opponent cards, and you're bouncing things that don't even matter. So it's just really, really nice card in this deck. I'm even thinking about running more than 1 of it because of how useful it can be. But I definitely still like having access to 2 of the Fire Fist monsters in the synchros. For the XYZs, 1 Lion Emperor, just really, really nice to recycle from the graveyard, again with a low monster count. 2 Tiger Kings, everyone knows how powerful this card is. Obviously, you're going to run 2 of this usually. And then 1 Cardinal, definitely situational, but still its effect is really useful, kind of like Madolchi's, allowing you to kind of get rid of things on the field. And then 1 Hearlandraco. So this just recently came out, but with all the face-up spell cards you have, I think this could be a really, really nice card in this deck. So I'm kind of trying it out. I think it could be really potent. And then 1 Maestroke, 1 Diamond Dire Wolf, obvious in this deck, very powerful. Exciton Knight on our Gagaga Cowboy. For the 6 stars, in case you get out 2 of the synchros, we're using Ptolemy and Hazy Flame Basiltrice. Both can be very powerful to kind of get rid of things on the field, but there's other 6 stars you can run as well. So now for the side deck. Side decks in my videos are kind of just recommended cards that can work for the main deck. It isn't meant to be a side deck for matches. These are cards I just want you to think about when you're building your own Fire Fist deck, if you want to, experiment and try out some different things in addition to, what you're seeing in my build. So you can run something like Effect Veiler, which will give you access to other synchros like Catastor and Scrap Dragon with a Blaster. So that's, another way to go. Hawk is a really weird one that can give you some boosts on the field, but I really don't know if I really want to run it. Boar is an interesting one, can give you access to other interesting synchros like Crimson Blader, so that's definitely a thing you can do there if you want to run him. Spirit of Flames is another interesting card that you can use to swarm and, bring out certain XYZs and stuff like that, but it's, it doesn't really make up much for the lack of 3 Wolfbark, so it's up to you, but can be easy special summons if you want. There's a ton of other XYZs you can run, like Kagusutchi can be really good. You can run, other 6 stars like Photon Strike Bouncer. You can run Black Ship, Abyss Dweller. There's a ton of other XYZs you can run if you want. It's up to you. The synchros I went over, but there's some other ones you can use like Celestial Wolflord, because he's also a Beast Warrior, so that works out. But yeah, there's a lot of other synchros you can run. If you have certain combinations, like if you're running Boar, you can run Black Rose, since Black Rose is a fire monster, so that can be definitely useful. You can use Upstart Goblin to speed up the deck. Onslaught of the Fire King is another way to special summon from your deck to do certain plays. Divine Wrath can be really useful to dumping what you need and getting rid of effects on the field. Spiritual Firelight Kurene is another interesting card, allowing you to probably finish your opponent off in certain situations and getting things to the graveyard. Horn of the Phantom Beast, another card that you can use in Fire Fist, but I don't really run it because you're focusing more on fire formations, but it's up to you. And Tenkin, another thing to protect your Fire Fist if you want, but I prefer what I'm already using to do that. So that's my 3.5 axis Fire Fist deck. Very similar to the 4 axis, it just has different plays. They're both really fun to play. I both really like how consistent they are and how they're able to do what they need to do and get hand advantage and all that stuff. And they're really versatile, Fire Fists in general, because of how they have a lot of different plays and a lot of different ways to destroy and just a lot of different effects that can activate. But if you guys have your own, 3.5 axis Fire Fist deck, you have suggestions for me, that kind of thing, you can post below. Let me know in the comments, maybe there's some cards I didn't think about that could be really useful for the deck. I definitely love to know that. But as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.